Turtle Cape, the Coliseum, Quest Cape, maxing. All mighty achievement, but never really seemed to interest me. Every 99 I've ever gotten has only left me with a fleeting sense of accomplishment. Every quest, level, piece of gear, all mere stepping stone. But for what? What is the point of any of this? Money. So here's the game. I'm going for max PLAT tokens, and I'm going to do this by making 10,000 accounts and then operating them by hand to trade and try to get maximum platinum token. That is 2.147 trillion GP. To put this further into perspective, that is enough to buy 160,259 bonds and have membership paid for 8,012 years. Or a darker path. A player could sell this on the black market right now for roughly $392,000. But that's not what I'm going to do. If I hit this target, I'm going to stare that temptation in the face and throw the ring into Mordor by giving all that money back to the community in some sort of drop party or a giveaway. No botting, no breaking TOS, all legit. So, let's get after it. This is the road to max PLAT. What is going on, RuneScape.com? My boys, my viewers, it's your boy Ojama Garrett's here with another episode of Road to Max PLAT. Today is another fun-filled adventure where we see how much money my account's made. I'm shooting this right now before I start because I figured out a little idea to kind of see. I have a little bit more confidence in the flipping utility now because of what I'm about to show you after the intro real quick. So let me just shout out my members real quick. Onda, Chugs, 07.gg, Mimi the Cat, Mike Strain, Smooth Gooman, ZX, Hugh, Corsica, Pathos4, Lucian Stolas, EK, Nexine, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Chill. As always, you guys at thebond.com, please consider becoming a member. Check out the links down below, but I'll talk about that stuff later. So I just want to give you guys what you want first. But first. This is very important. I feel it's very important. Let's just check this out. So I don't know exactly how the flipping utilities works. I haven't looked at the source code or anything like that. But my guess is how it bases like the time. Like, so I'm on 1 week right now. So if we go like past 4 hours, zero profit was made. Last week, we're at negative 517K. So what I'm thinking is happening is that like from the last login cycle, or somewhere around that, now the time is starting to fall off because normally I'll do this at 6 a.m. and get done around 12 to 1 o'clock. You know what I mean? 6, 7 a.m., you know what I'm saying? Somewhere around those, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying like enough time has gone by that now that there's no profit here from the sales. But as you can see from all of the sales, there's no pure essence, no fire runes. We're on account wide, so I think staunchly increases my confidence in the flipping utilities plugin that we're seeing how much money I'm making per week. Now, not to ramble on too much further, I'm going to stop here and then we will jump to the profit made over the 60 accounts now, 759 accounts, something like that. Let's just hop into the next segment. So, okay, counted all the accounts up. Here we go. Take your guess in your head how much we made. Okay, shrink it up. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Dopamine. 420, just shy of 420 mil was made this week. I am 100% confident flipping utilities is right on the money. The only thing it is that I think has been happening where I've been seeing confusion or feeling confusion has been because it just glitches sometimes when it loads up. So I can't control that, but I was checking periodically as I was counting accounts and it was tracking. Like I'd do 20 accounts, I'd look at it. I'd do 20 accounts and I'd look at it. And it was tracking like damn near perfect, like 99.99% accurate. So I am now 100% confident. This is how much money I'm banking every week, which is awesome because that means the next net worth check we may see like a huge significant gain, which will be really good for the channel, really good for the growth. So let's look at the noticeable items. One thing I want to point out real quick before we look back at the items, how much I acquired and stuff like that, is that what happened to be live is that this is either diving in demand, which I don't think so, actually, my bad. So let me just tell you what happened. So as I was checking my mine runners, 8 mil dump happened live. All of my accounts caught the crap out of that. And now we're having a surge of buy activity here. As you can see, buy and sell is surging. As you can see, like earlier price points, if you just look at the numbers as I'm dragging this across, like hardly any volume is moving. Since this 10 mil dump happened, we have major price movements. I pinged everybody in the Discord. I told them that this dumped. I don't think this will hold. As you can see, the margin here has been holding for 7 days, has been holding here with one anomaly for the last 30 days. I don't think this is the time where like nobody's gonna be buying mine runes or there's so much volume here. Like this is so obviously just a big supply dump that will recover. So I made a fuck ton of money just today. So next week is going to look pretty good too. So I did buy 61 million. Mine runes, I sold off 38 million. So those are really well right now. I have some fire rooters, which did move really well. I don't know why it's showing average buy. That's why I'm saying like sometimes it just glitches. Some stuff just glitches. But it's saying down here that the average buy price is 3, but my average profit is 1. So whatever. This tracks. The accounts, my fire runners are growing. They're growing by like 25% per week. So fire runes are really good. I know they are. The free-to-play forecast is going to be a really fun episode too. Look forward to that. Pure Essence, I bought 776 million. We sold off 377 million. That totally tracks. It was a lot more buy action this week than it was sell action when I was doing the resets. So this totally tracks 100%. Got a crap ton here. The reason why this is showing 100.14% return on investment is because I sold some Pure Essence on dead man mode. I bought them at like 3 or something and sold them at 17. It was like a couple 100,000 or something like that. 20,000, 50,000, something like that. I don't remember. But that is probably why this is showing 0.14 over 100% ROI. Those are my 3 main items right now. So we are banking. We are making hella bank. I'm really happy to see that now. I would just like to finish today on, since I gave you the dopamine, you kind of owe me. I'm going to talk about stuff. So let me get that set up. Okay, so this is the road to max plat where we're at on April 26, 2025. Built this little slideshow to kind of just go over something with you guys, just kind of level with you, just so we could reset all of our expectations moving forward. So first up, I am a Christian. This is my mission statement. My mission statement is plainly to follow Jesus Christ and to become the best version of myself as possible. And those are going to dictate all of my decisions. So how is this relevant to you guys? I'm not going to scam you. I'll continue to explain why with more context here. So part-time won't cut it for Road to Max Plat. I only have 3 to 4 hours a day with my full-time job to work on this project. I've optimized as much as possible, but at 3 to 4 hours a day, that's about as max as I can get. Max Plat could take 5 to 10 plus years. So my solution is I quit my job. Saved up some money. We got enough money for about 4 or 5 months for me to really hunker down and all in on YouTube. So the first step then is going to be monetizing as much as possible so I can make this my full-time job. And it's a 100% necessary prerequisite to make MaxPlat happen. Growing the normal way is not an option. The normal way being like strictly AdSense and then just going through the normal grind other YouTubers have gone through. So there's a couple reasons off the top of my head before I move on why that isn't necessarily possible in my very nuanced position that if you're just going to blanketly throw a statement out, you're really just ignorant. But the first couple is that like I'm niched really far into a niche. So I'm flipping, which is like the least popular of the 3 types of content for 4 macro parts of content like PKing, PvP, or PVM, Iron Man. Flipping is the least popular of those 4. And then even more less popular than flipping, I'm a multi-scaper inside of those things. So from my point of view, it's not going to be very possible to just simply rely on ad revenue and or memberships to get, well, memberships would help a lot more, but ad revenue would not sustain my ability to do this full time. So what's at stake here? So I can't just do YouTube the normal way. I'm not farming empathy. I don't expect you to pay my bills. That's why I'm going the direction I went with my my decisions I've made so far. So if it was just me, then fine. I would do it the normal way. But it's not just me. I have a fiance. Sorry, I couldn't find the fancy E to make that technically correct in spelling. But she takes care of the kids and the home, so she doesn't really have the option to sustain us monetarily. We have the house, so I have mortgages. I have bills to pay. And, you know, I got kids, okay? So they eat food. They require sustenance and, you know, clothing and stuff like that. So my costs are pretty high. Plus, also, too, my son has a rare disease which complicates the frick out of our lives, making it even more difficult for both of us to be working full-time or part-time or whatever. The way that jobs are structured, most of them, they're not very flexible. Let's see. Oh, right. So I know so off the top of my head, the main response I would hear from this is that blah, 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 just do this, do that instead. You're still wrong because, to to be honest, I feel like the criticism made against my decision to sell courses was made in bad faith. So they poisoned the well, extreme hyperbolic argumentation, and ad hom. So lots of different things, but I don't really care about that. I'm just trying to lay it out here again for you guys. So whatever. So these are my ideal milestone projections moving forward. This is where I am at and hope to be. So January 2025 and prior, I stopped drinking. I stopped nicotine. I stopped eating sugar. I stopped caffeine. I stopped having fun for this series to try to optimize series max, max plat max, you know what I mean? Min-max my life. I was getting up at 3 a.m. to, stream and make content and get stuff like that, and then go to my job, work, and then come home, and then work on my video after work for like 3 hours after that. So I was working from like 3 to like 6 or 7 p.m. every single day, except for Sunday. I would try to just take a day off so I didn't go insane. And then on Saturday, I would do, this video, which takes quite a considerable amount of time. Today took even longer because I built this slideshow. Right. Moving on. April 2025, I quit my job. Okay. So by June, I'm hoping to have $1,000 to $2,000 a month of monetization. That is the goal here, because then that would put me on track to then, by September, this is when my savings would drive up. Either I'm making enough to do this and just go hard, and if not, I have to go back to job and then try to save up more money and then attempt this again, attempt another big push. October is when I'm hoping I can all in on account booming. Like if you ever played Age of Empires 2, it's like an economy boom. That's what they call it over there. So October 2025 is when I want to go all in again on booming and working towards 10,000 to 35,000 accounts. So I will no life the frick out of this as much as possible. Right. So just kind of wanted to be full transparency on my my analytics and stuff like that. So I am growing massively. These views are a little bit more inflated because of shorts. I am pumping out a lot more shorts for more exposure and stuff like that. So probably 100 or 90,000 out of those 100,000 are from shorts. The watch time has really pumped. I've gotten really a lot of watch time. That's grown to 3x, 4x, 5x, whatever it is. My subscribers, 304 more than normal this month. And my revenue is $86 per 28 days. So that's roughly $3 a day, okay, in ad revenue. My subscribers, whatever, I don't know what there are right now, but that was when I took the screenshot. As you can see, breakdowns here. My watch paid ads are $32.84 the last 28 days. YouTube Premium is $6.25. Membership revenue is $36 looks like. $36 a month. Those won't recur, these gifted memberships, so it'll probably be $20 to $25 a month again. My CPMs are $10.42, but YouTube takes 45% of that, so it's more like $5 per 1,000 views. As you can see from my videos, I don't pull that kind of ad spend. Whatever, And then the short feeds, we have $6, so $7 the last 28 days. Shorts views don't really pay unless you go million views, but not a lot of RuneScape videos do that. I am planning on, putting in a lot of work and effort here to grow this as well on top of my course selling. But essentially, the main business model, the thing I want to talk about, why this is the big decision, is what I'm calling multi-educational content creator business model. And it just boils down to 3 steps. Did a little research, and this is kind of how it breaks down. And then I'm adding my own spin to it. So step 1, you learn something. So anybody can learn something. Create course solving something for someone, then you sell that. So this is where I was getting a little irritated with that criticism saying that you don't have the credentials. That is neither here nor there. It's not a good argument. Anybody, if they have a solution that fixes something, that inherently has value. And the comment I got says, everything you've released up to this point is not worth any money. That's not what I'm selling. I'm selling something that's completely different than everything else that I was learning up to this point. This is how I'm going to try to add more revenue to my 3 channels of monetization. I don't think this is any less honest. If I sell a course, especially since it has a 30-day money-back guarantee from when the course is launched, so if you pre-sale, $49, it's half off. When I release the course, it will be $99. I will not release a product I feel is not worth $99 of your time. I feel that anything I release will solve a problem for you worth $99. Again, link down below to my course. I updated the description and stuff like that, cleaned it up a little bit, made it a little bit more appealing. But still, this is my business going forward. Why I chose MECC. It's a low cost to produce. The inventory I draw from is my life experiences, so it's about as how creative as I can get and how well I can put that together in a structured format for people to gain value from purchasing something directly from me. And it aligns well with my main labor production, which is content creation. It's most aligned also with my skill set, so my credentials I don't have. Again, it's a little sarcasm there. Sorry to be a little bit petty, but my biggest skill set, the thing I'm most passionate about, I don't really talk about. I don't like, I haven't really felt the need to talk about what I'm passionate about personally in my own skill set to like declare myself some sort of an authority, which I understand may have been a misstep on my part. Like I just kind of jumped into it after like doing the research, and I could have been communicating the value a lot more. There's a lot of different things I could have done to market it a little bit better, but I was more so doing, is this an immoral action? I said no. Simply offering a course for sale is not immoral. So I'm going to do it regardless if it's perfect or good. If it's a bad idea, I will do it and then work on making it better later. That's how I've always done things. If you have been watching my content since the beginning, ever since my entire YouTube journey, I have just been doing a accumulation of bad ideas and then just iterating on them over and over and over and over again. So that was the start of it. But anyway, so the other big reason why I chose this is because I looked up the market for e-learning, course selling, electronic learning, all those different types of things. And in 2022, the market was priced at $194.25 billion. And then by 2025, they're projecting it to grow to $545.38 billion. So I chose this as part of my economic model moving forward, because it's a growing industry. Therefore, it's going to be more established. There's going to be better resources to figure out how to do it more effectively, so I can deliver you guys a better product, better platforms to serve it to you guys, better ways to monetize it, make it more, just there could be courses out there, different tutorials. There's just going to be a multitude of things. This entire market's going to grow just in market cap, saying that the entire market is going to develop itself. So it's going to be more legitimized by having more money into the system. So I just liked it too, because all those other reasons it aligned with everything, but then also it is a very rapidly growing market. So I will now speak towards the effect of the scammers, the gurus, the fake gurus and stuff like that. Normally, if you look at any new system, any new market that emerges, every single time the scammers get there first. That doesn't inherently mean that every single person who's participating in that market or that system is a scammer. Cryptocurrency is another great example of this. Bitcoin has use case. Ethereum has use case. If you don't know what those are, sorry, I'm not going to explain it to you right now, but those two are legitimately not scams. You may have a differing opinion on whether they're worth what they're priced, but they are legitimate projects. They're legitimate things. The value is the only thing you can really negotiate here, but they are not scams. So like a scam artists scam. They always scam. If you can give them a shovel and then they'll try to figure out a way to scam you with a shovel. Inherently, again, I cannot nail this home any further, and I probably should have wrote out some better points and stuff, or maybe a slide for this specifically, because I'm kind of just freestyling now. But courses are not a scam. Scammers scam people with courses, but that doesn't mean courses are not a scam. I rest my case. That's it. So if you want to call me a scammer, that's fine. I don't care. If you want to criticize me and say this makes me look bad, again, I don't care. I've been making a career of looking bad, but I digress. Let's just move on. So the revenue model, my strategy for the next 4 or 5 months is free YouTube content, which will hopefully provide, I'm going to keep improving my craft and trying to produce more educational content and stuff and show my credentials, prove my authority that I'm teaching you something of value. And then I'm going to try to get memberships and grow the ad revenue and memberships. And then also I'm going to be adding course sales as a part of that revenue model. And this, I believe, will be enough to get me to, if I really hump it for the next 4 or 5 months, this will get me to what I need to pay my bills and then begin the next step of Road to Max PLAT. Because, like I said again, I need to have full-time access to Road to Max PLAT, or else it will not be possible. I'm like, this is what I need to do to make this happen. So what now? I'm selling a course. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Cool. You know what I mean? At best, it's a, I save your time. Well, no, let's start with the worst. Here's the worst thing that'll happen if you buy my course. You get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so that means I wasted your time. Sort of. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't feel like it was worth what you paid, you just give it back. And I give you your money back. Anyway, so then at best, I completely transform your mind, your mindset, to make you into somebody that can replicate what I'm doing and then never have to pay for a membership ever again. Whatever. Moving forward, next week too as well, I'm going to I have another set of ideas, and I'm going to launch 2 pieces of content per day from Monday for Friday, so I can test this new idea and then also continue the test of my RuneScape forecasts, where we're hunting for picks from old school RuneScape, free to play high volume forecast, Deadman mode, RuneScape 3, etc. Plus then also 5 other pieces of content. So look forward to that. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the link down below for the course. Check it out. It's gonna be good. Also, I do project that will be done in the next few weeks now that I have full-time access to work on it. So thank you very much, and have a nice day.